Here. Hey, everybody. Howdy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how my career is going. I tried to get booked on one of those underground comedy shows last week. You ever hear the underground comedy shows?
Yes, sir.
They said no. My show is more in line with a cremation.
Since
2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Hello, and welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. Here are some etiquette guidelines for Virtual Comedy Show. Please arrive 15 minutes early. Please be quiet, except for laughing. We've been a Zoom meeting civilization for 2 dang years. You know the drill. Just be polite. We would like to see your face as part of the audience. Let's be social, not just distant. So get comfortable, plan to laugh, but not heckle, and let's make our semi-quarantine world a bit more normal for a little while. Thanks, and enjoy the Virtual Comedy Show.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Brad Tassell and Steve Goodie. Tonight, Brad and Steve welcome comedian Sean Parrott, plus funny songs from Carla Ulbrich, and a Patti melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Hooray, everybody. Hey, Steve, I have a question.
Yes.
I've never noticed. What's that music you have under the opening of the show?
Which part? Well, there are several sections with different
Where
parts
you're
of the
doing the who's coming on and stuff.
That's the instrumental version of one of my songs on my new album. Glad you asked. The song is called, what song is that? The song is called A Familiar
We're holding it up for
Ring.
no one to see. Hold on a second.
Oh yeah, maybe I should be spotlit. There it
We've
is.
got some windy mics going on in there too.
Yeah, it's track number 9 called Familiar Ring, and that's the instrumental part of the last part of that song. Thank you for asking.
Cool. All right, well, fantastic. So
Talk
get
more about that
at
in a little while.
Get that at stevegoodie.com, everybody. That is fantastic. So, hey, and great news this week. Sean, it's nice to meet you, by the way.
It's such a
glad
pleasure
you're
to be
Sean
here.
Parrott. And of course, Carla is we'd like to spend every week with her if we could, but she gets a little creeped out.
We don't blame her.
We don't blame her. Don't blame her, especially when I'm wearing this tie. So, hey, everybody. Hey, I'm sure we've all seen the amazing NASA pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Pretty cool stuff.
Oh, it's crazy. The deepest and sharpest images of our universe ever. They say we could be seen back almost 15 billion years. The pictures are stunning with views of exoplanets, cosmic clusters, and even the first glows of the Big Bang. And of course, it really brings into perspective the complexity and the endless vastness and beauty of the endless universe. And right behind all that, God is focused on being mad at gay people. That's how stupid those people are. Idiot bigots. Anyway, now you've probably all heard, tell me if you have, You've probably all heard the story about the woman in Texas pulled over by police in the HOV lane and ticketed for only having one person in the car. Have we seen this? She argued that since she was 34 weeks pregnant and Texas just enacted radical anti-abortion laws, that the child was in fact another person in the car. Now, police scoffed at this and gave her a ticket and said, "Didn't you hear, lady? Women have no rights." What are you, an idiot? That's the point. She wanted to have it both ways in Texas. Women don't get it anyway in Texas. By the way,
every way.
Every way bad. But by the way, with some of the states proposing even more idiotic laws, you know what that means? That means if I get pulled over in the HOV lane, I have 101 million people in the car. A few less if the wife gave me a nod the night before. It doesn't look like that.
It would have been fine without that.
Well, that's what stops the nod right there. Hey, Biden fulfilled one of Trump's campaign promises this week. He got Mexico to pay $1.5 billion for border security, infrastructure, and better and faster screening. Isn't that nice? Wow. Mexico is paying. And unlike an idiotic wall, these hurdles will be hard to climb.
All right.
All right. Hey, this is a story. I can't even believe this. Have you heard 4,000 beagles were saved from the Envigo Pharmaceutical Research Facility in Virginia? See that? Oh my gosh. They had been performing unnecessary, painful medical procedures on the dogs. Okay, first question, are there still necessary painful pharmaceutical tests to perform on dogs? No, there's not. And the dogs were also held in sweltering shelters, mistreated and malnourished. I mean, what, Father, how does anyone even work at such a facility? I mean, does Michael Vick have kids?
No.
Wow, that was too much. I just want to know. Let's take that part of the joke out. But I just want to. Can one employee from that place? Can one of them come here? And how could they tell us that they could spend every day watching 4,000 dogs be hurt and abused unnecessarily? Could they come on and justify how you could wake up every morning and get excited for that job? Ooh, today's the day I give a puppy polio. Yay! You know? So the good part is Wyoming-based Kindness Ranch will take many trips to the dogs and they'll bring them to their rescue in Wyoming and start the process of getting the pups healthy and then into homes. So that's beautiful. The first step, of course, since they're all beagles, is to teach them to fly a doghouse against the bloody Red Baron. Hey, who saw that coming? Come on.
Yeah.
Could that have been a longer way to get to not much of a joke? Okay. Well, this joke is really fast, and it's the third week in a row for this guy. Twitter is suing Elon Musk for $1 billion. Twitter is suing Elon Musk for $1 billion for pulling out of the deal to buy the app. Now, after 9 kids with women all over the world, this is the first time Musk is pulled out of anything. And he can drive in the HOV lane. Okay.
He denies them all.
Uh-huh.
He denies them all.
He does. No, I don't think he does. I think he's proud of it.
The lady who had the twins.
That's true. That's recent. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Hey, here you go. Fox News' Laura Ingraham, who we all love her, spent a lot of time not too long ago attacking the left-wing Antifa and BLM and Biden, telling the story of the Minnesota man, Dennis Vladimirovich. Y'all hear about this guy? Who told authorities that his camper was set on fire and his garage was spray painted with Biden 2020 and BLM, all because he had a Trump flag up. Oh, Fox couldn't help this guy enough. Old Denny even collected $61,000 in insurance and another $17,000 on a GoFundMe. And true to Fox's news history and how Trumpers work, it was all fake. He did it himself. Vladimirovich, or what they call at Mar-a-Lago, par for the course, was arrested for staging the incident and faces 20 years in prison, $300,000 in restitution, and confiscation of all his Ted Nugent albums.
That's good.
That was good. Thank you very much. This one's not so good.
Oh, good.
I'm just warning everybody on this one. That's why we're glad Alice has got a couple glasses of wine to get this tonight for the show. That's what everybody needs. Ivana Trump, Donnie's first wife and mother to the 3 oldest children, Cokie, Dummy, and the one Daddy wants to bang, died today. She passed away. Ivana Trump, man. Poor thing. When asked for a response, Trump's current wife, Melania, looked at her husband and said, "Why couldn't it be me?" I don't think she likes being with him. Okay, now a long one. Hey, somebody let in whoever that is.
I did. I got it.
All right. Try my brother for the 7th time. Hey, have you seen this? Actor Armie Hammer. Do y'all know that guy?
Yeah.
whose last film was Death on the Nile, which was mediocre at best, and who was then booted out of Hollywood for numerous sexual abuse allegations, and even saying how he wanted to eat women's flesh or some cannibalistic crap. Is now, do you know what he's doing now?
What's he doing now?
He is selling timeshares at a resort in Grand Cayman from a cubicle. This is totally true.
Wow.
This is the hell he deserves, said one patron who didn't want to be named. And they were asked if the charges were bad enough for such a fall from grace. And they responded, oh no, for the charges, he should be in prison. This is for the Lone Ranger. Because it sucked and was racist at the same time. Johnny Depp playing Tonto. Could you have a worse casting than that? Okay, great. And Amanda Heard, trying to wrap the thing up. Hey, Biden signed LGBT rights, an executive order to slow the march of the sicko GOP run states, trying to bring back, I think what they're trying to do, these GOP guys, they're trying to bring back their heydays in junior high when they could get their friends together and bully weaker kids, because that was the only way to quell their own pants from rumbling when they saw Lou Ferrigno shirtless painted green. I'm just saying, they're gay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hey, this is one of my favorite stories of the week. Rapper Boozy Badass, you can't not have a good story. Rapper Boozy Badass was pulled over in Georgia for having dark tinted windows and covered up tags. The police found a huge bag of weed and cash in the car. Now, the police did put Mr. Badass in cuffs after he began screaming he would spit on every MFer, was a lover not a fighter, and promised to raise hell with his fists or legit legal action. I don't know about non-legit legal action. Then, totally true, he screamed, I have 35 women at my house right now having sex. I know. Now, the cops calmed everything down, and the cops did confiscate the marijuana, and then they did let Boozy go. In another related story, 2 cops and a bag of weed are missing, later found at the home of Boozy Badass. Cops are having sex with the people. Okay, the Emmy nominations were out today. Did you know that? Emmy nominations?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the nominations, there's a million shows on TV. Most of the nominations went to just a handful of shows because there's just so much to watch, right? Now, one notable was it was the first time in history a non-English language show was nominated for Best Drama Series. Yep, Redneck Island on CMT.
Oh.
Not English. Wow. I'm kidding. It was Squid Game, everybody. Squid Game. Wait, did we love the Squid Game, everybody? Love the Squid Game? No. And we can't wait for the second season, Octopus's Slaughter. That's the name. Hey, more on pot. I have more pot stuff. The city of Bello, Colombia has a tough marijuana rule called Puff Puff No Pass. I don't know what it's about. And the police and the military have been taking pot from dealers for weeks. And they now have a stash of 1.5 tons of Mary Jane that they've snatched up from the streets. So what do you do with all that pot? Well, of course, you light it on fire at the edge of town during a really windy day. Totally true.
At Mr. Badass.
And the wind, it was blown all over right into downtown. All this pot smoke.
Oh my.
I know. So residents started to panic, but then they calmed down really quick.
I got hungry.
Now, there were only a few injuries, and you're right, they were Munchie related. And Frito-Lay has promised to airdrop Doritos to stop any further problems. But I did steal a line from TMZ, and that is that glaucoma rates are way down. Okay. I rarely steal jokes, but I thought that was cute. Hey, by the way, have you seen this? For those of you who keep denying President Orange-Atan's screaming about voter fraud, you all keep denying it. There has been a third arrest in Colorado for tampering with voter equipment. Sandra Brown, who worked for County Clerk Tina Peppers, and Chief Deputy Belinda Kinsley, all arrested on suspicion of conspiracy and allowing copies of voter hard drives. One little problem, they were working for Trump. Isn't that interesting that every instance of voter fraud, they were working for Trump? Not one on the other side, I know. And, you know, the first clue they were committing crimes for their Halloween Jesus was that they were posting confidential system passwords on a conservative website. I know. And the other clue was all the My Pillow dust in their underwear. Oh, Marty's here, everybody. Okay. Hey, by the way, somebody let in Marty because the show's going to start. I just looked. That's the last joke I got, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Steve, bring yourself in.
Hey there. And look,
I'll let Marty in.
I'm admitting my mom. I admit my mom. How about it for Brad Tassell?
Oh, there's Judy, too. Okay.
Comedy. He forgot where he was.
I forgot that was the last joke, too.
That's an amazing thing. All right, well, you know what it's time for. It's time for the top 10 list. So let's run that. All right, it's time for the top 10 list, and we're going to do it a little bit differently this week. Just a little bit differently, because I've been thinking about the January 6th hearings and the following picture, which I think we're all pretty darn familiar with. Let me just pop it up here on the screen for a second. Looks like that. Everybody sees a little ha, ha, ha. There he is with his tiny little hands trying to choke a limo driver so that he can go back to the Capitol and be part of the insurrection that he started. Well, that got me thinking. His little bitty hands. What has he do in the wintertime when it's really, really cold? Because it was January. It was really, really cold. I don't think they make gloves that small. I'm going to admit my mom into this meeting for the third time.
I got her.
I think my mom is.
I'm in charge. Go. Keep doing your show.
I'll just keep on going. So I started thinking he must wear mittens. They can only, for little tiny kids, they don't make gloves. They're always little mittens. And then I thought, he's such a little spoiled jerk. They must pin his mittens to his sleeve with mitten clips like my mom used to do for me. And so many of our moms did for us. We wouldn't lose our mittens. And that got me thinking about mitten clips. And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of rhymes for mitten clips came up. And I thought I'd kind of let you in on how it is to write a song when you think of a whole bunch of rhymes. So tonight's top 10 category, top 10 things that rhyme with mitten clips. That'd be fun. And all set to music. So here we go. And I'll count off the numbers as we go. So here we go. He goes around the world on his golfing trips. That's number 10. Ruining our international relationships. That's number 9. He lost in 2020, but he can't come to grips. That's number 8. Why? His hands are tied by those mitten clips. And now comes the first chorus. Mitten clips. Mitten clips, he's not exactly winning any scholarships. That's number 7. He's responsible for our current social apocalypse. That's number 6. Our orange ex-lunatic has mitten clips, and we won't count that because that's the original word, mitten clips. All right, let's go to the second verse. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right. His third wife's a lady who sometimes strips. That's number 5. She's won a few nitpick championships. That's number 4. Well, he likes to stare straight at any clips. That's number 3. He wears teeny tiny mittens with mitten clips, and that still doesn't count in our count.
Come on, mitten clips.
It's the second chorus. Mitten clips, mitten clips. This fat bastard does no backflips. That's number 2. He gave a bunch of lunatics lifetime judgeships. Then again, that's lunatics pretty good. So screw this pig jerk and his mitten clips.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, everybody. Let's hear it for Steve. Wait, Steve, I can't find myself. That's not right.
That was
So,
great.
by the way, and the best part about that, we won't have to cut out 2 of those later. That'll be great.
Right.
Yes. Steve, we lost your audio.
I'm back.
Okay, good.
I just got a little confused because so much is happening in this show. It's very exciting.
Yeah, there's a lot going
It
on.
is.
We know what the next thing is. Shall we bring her in? I think we should. I'll bring her in.
You know what?
I got her.
We should always have her in.
Carla Ulbrich! Yay!
Where's the dog?
Joe has made his lap available.
Oh, that's
Very
I'm
nice.
second fiddle around here with the dog.
second lap fiddle. You get the lap
Yes.
after the dog.
I'm
Guitar,
in Nashville.
dog,
I've never heard of a lap fiddle.
Yeah. Oh, I've
We
had
invented
a-
it just for her.
That's
That's
nice.
cello, lap fiddle.
All right. We are going to now do the preview, the intro into Carla's thing, and Carla will then play a song. Then I've got to answer it with a song, and then Carla will do a second song. We know how it works. Here
I'll
we
just
go.
sit here.
It's our musical guest, our musical guest. Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest, our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest. Carla Ulbrich.
Hello.
Yay!
I don't know if you remember this, Steve, but you requested a song from me a month or two ago, and so I thought I'd actually do it.
Okay, I just want to point out that I don't remember what it is, so it'll have nothing to do with what I choose to do after this.
Okay. Apparently, Steve's been having a little trouble with his homeowners association. And imagine that. I don't know how many of y'all are in a homeowners association, but I had never even heard of such a thing till I moved to New Jersey, and then basically everything's in a homeowners association here. And basically you pay a lot of money so that people can tell you what you can and can't do in your own house is how it works. And so I decided, they're getting a little too controlling, too expensive, very dysfunctional. I'm going to get on the board and I'm going to make a difference. And I did. I got on the board and it made a big difference. I am now in therapy. It was rough at the meetings. There was like screaming and crying, and that was just me on the way there. Finally wrote a song about it, and here it is. If you like drama and gossip and spending people's money, you need to run for the board. Making up rules and randomly enforcing them, you need to run for the board. If you like to sow division, you belong in this position with just an ounce of labor for clothes on your neighbor. If you love being hated, it can't be overstated, you need to run for the board. If you like email and email and email and email, you need to run for the board. Meetings and meetings and in between more meetings, you need to run for the board. If you get a lot of cheer from a corporate atmosphere and you like getting henpecked and don't want a paycheck. If you love a lot of jargon, then man, what a bargain, you need to run for the board. RFPs, legalese, website technicalities, developer abatements, convoluted financial statements, notices of violation cases, going to arbitration, bylaws, covenants. Ask for explanations.
I know this.
If you like bullies and egos and straight up control freaks, you need to run for the board. Getting yelled at needlessly, then being sworn to secrecy, you need to run for the board. Did you hear about redacted? Who hasn't paid redacted? And that thing yet redacted. That's why that rule was enacted. If you're craving more dysfunction but you missed your family function, you need to run for the board.
Yeah.
I'm in.
You're in. Oh man, they wouldn't stand a chance with you on the board, Steve.
No, they closed it all down because of me. Because I was in charge of the snacks. And nobody likes fig Newtons, apparently. Well, we don't anymore because we can't have nice things.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to try and answer that with a song. I got nothing about exactly that, but I do have a song about people who are incredibly irritating. And I think that's sort of the crux of your song. And trying to get away from them. So, as you may or may not know, Nashville is the bachelorette party capital of the world. And somebody's making
What is that?
Oh no.
Janice.
Echo of me, I think.
Janice's. There you
No,
go.
Janice is doing something. Sorry, Janice. Go ahead.
Are we okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. So here's a little song. Nashville is the bachelorette party capital of the universe. So here's a little song that I call I'll Hold Your Hair While You Hurl. Here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nashville, ladies. So you're out with the girls, working up a sweat, peddling and drinking like good bachelorettes, wooing and screaming man with a penis hat on, but inside you're sad, thinking this is all wrong. Maybe you're not sure about your fiance, you're having jitters and doubts. Maybe he's not so hot, and this is how you work it out. Well, it's simple, it'll come down to 8 little words. Will he hold your hair while you hurl? Darling, will he hold your hair when you've had too much? Will he hold your hair while you yak it all up? I don't know a lot, but if you be my girl, baby, I'll hold your hair while you hurl. So glad my mom tuned in for this one. Is he the one? How can you be sure? When you've had 3 too many and the world is a blur, you've been mixing tequila with Budweiser, and this here Pedal Tavern is a damn tilt-a-whirl. Sure, he's got a job and a real big truck. Oh, he knows how to fish, and he knows how to clean a fish. But will he whisper those 8 little words? Will he hold your hair while you hurl? No, darling, I'll hold your hair. When you've had too much, you drank it all down. Now you yak it all up. 'Cause you do the same if our roles were reversed. And before you ask, no, I won't hold your purse, but I'll kneel with you at the bowl when you're my girl, and I'll hold your hair while you hurl. This song is available on my new CD. Did I mention that? While you hurl. I'm gonna hold it up as soon as I'm done playing the song. Better out than in, yeah, baby. While you hurl.
What a gentleman.
Thank you very much. Which reminds me, Alice and Kevin, did your CDs arrive yet?
Not yet, but
Not
you
yet.
know,
Okay, let's
post office
hope for
in
tomorrow.
Missouri.
Back to Carla Ulbrich, everybody.
Woohoo!
That's an instant classic, Steve.
It is. I love it.
And I can sort of follow that. I've got one that, okay, bachelorette, getting married. What must every wedding have besides a bride and groom, or
a drunk,
a groom and a groom, or a bride and a bride?
A drunk.
And a drunk. And a cake.
Creepy uncle.
And a creepy uncle. And some jealous, backbiting bridesmaids. Okay. Issues much? Anyway. This song I've only done once. I did on my live stream last week, so let's see if I remember it. Oh Lord, I gotta go on an office party for some guy I don't even know. He's retiring. Who cares? It's gonna be boring and awkward. I do not want to go. There's cake? Why didn't you say so? There's cake? Out of my way! This party sounds as fun as a hangnail. But there's cake. It was Thanksgiving at my brother's-in-law. The kids are such a delight. The food was fantastic, but really, Frank, I cannot eat another bite. There's cake. Why didn't you say so? There's cake and trifle and pie. I'm not blowing my chance. I'll just take off my pants. Because there's cake. Cake, I think I'm in love. Cake, you're sent from heaven above. You haunt my dreams day and night, night and day. Do you mind? We'd like to be. There's cake. Diet? What diet? There's cake. I can't hear you. La 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 la. It's a special occasion. What occasion is that? There's cake.
Hey, that was so good. I want to
All right.
a little bit. Hold on. Don't go away, Carla. Could you do just a verse or a verse and a chorus, or as much as you want of the gluten-free diet to follow that?
Oh, okay. I have food issues, don't I?
You do.
I sing about food a lot.
Somebody's scratching us up here.
That's me.
Okay.
That's me and bougie badass scratching.
Yeah. Little pot.
Burning all that pot.
35
Yeah.
women having sex.
I need a name like that.
I don't think that's you. I think it's Ray.
Okay. All right, let's see if I can do this. I haven't done this in
This
a
is so
while.
worth it, everybody. Trust me on this.
I don't know if I can remember it, but well, let's find out. Hi, Wirax.
Janice, I'm going to mute you because I suspect something's feeding back a little bit.
Who's got tons of food allergies? Can't eat nothing but sticks and leaves. Hives and gas and swollen hands. Who's real crabby? Yes, I am. Well, the doctor came to say, yeah, you cannot eat this stuff. You'd best stay away from all those foods you love. Gluten-free diet. Oh, away the bread and the beer. Gluten-free diet. In here, gluten-free diet. Does life disappear? Gluten-free diet. Haven't had dessert all year, so crabby.
Yeah. The rest of that on Carla's album. Is it Twang? No, it's the one before.
Oh,
that.
the Loud album that you
Loud
worked
album.
on.
That's right. Oh yeah, I recorded that. That's right. I remember.
Yes, you did.
I remember that very clearly.
I
don't forget everything.
Wait, album Twang?
I do have an album called Twang. That's my country album.
And the sequel, Poo Twang.
You should get both of them at carlau.com.
CarlaU.com.
That's carlau.com. It sounds like you opened up your own university, but no, it's just a website. carlau.com.
CarlaU.com.
Thank you, Carla. That was
Carla,
fantastic.
that was
One more time for
extra
Carla.
special edition from Carla. So, hey, things going great, Steve. So
I think it's an excellent show. We're not
I think
even
it's an
missing
excellent
the
show.
whole.
And yet, let's bring him up if you can see him. Do you see him? Who's first?
He's around. Oh, there he is. I got him.
Okay.
Hey, everybody! It's our headliner. It's Sean Parrott.
Yay! Sean
Wow,
Parrott.
thank you so much. Beautiful crowd. Thank
Sean.
you.
Beautiful
So
crowd.
good to have you on the show at last.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna
a pleasure.
We're gonna run an intro video for you.
Okay,
And,
I'm ready.
You get an intro, and then it'll
Give
be
us
all
10
you.
minutes
for
of
10
awesomeness.
can't
Everything will be
wait.
fantastic.
Let's do it.
It's time for our big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Thursday. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Parrott.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a beautiful crowd. Wow. Hey, how's it going on down there, sir? Chicken fingers, hey? Whoa. What kind of sauce you got there? Is that a honey mustard? Ooh, yummy. Well, guys, you know me. I look like things. A lot of comics don't look like anything, but me, I look like stuff. For instance, I look like I say whoopsie daisy during sex. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree? I look like at a Mexican restaurant, I go, muchos gracias, senor. That's what I look like. We can all agree that that's what I look like. I look like the father of a tween detective on the Disney Channel. Is that what I look like? Does anybody just tell me what I look like, please? I look like I have yelled, "You go, girl," at a golden retriever. Does that make any sense? You, sir, chicken fingers. Does that make any sense to you? Honey mustard. It's one of my favorite sauces. I look like, finally, I look like a lot of things, but this is the last thing I look like. I look like I insist on playing Monopoly to the very end. We're gonna finish gentrifying this neighborhood. Gosh darn it, we are gentrifying this neighborhood now. A lot of people after the show, they come up to me and they're kind of whisper like they're about to say something racist, and they're like, so are you on the spectrum? Which is how Democrats say, what's wrong with you exactly? What happened? Am I going to get canceled if I say, what's wrong with that guy? Don't worry. I don't know what I have. It's bad. I'm bad at job interviews. Is that what autism is? I don't know. Beautiful crowd here. Actually, this reminds me of a time. This crowd is so good. It reminds me of a time I was with my friend. And you guys are like my friends now. I was eating a little pizza. And my friend came up to me and he was like, hey, what kind of pizza is that? And I was like, it's personal. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really good crowd, beautiful crowd. Thank you. So such a pleasure to be with you. Beautiful crowd. Chicken fingers. Hey, what have you got over there, sir? Oh, very nice. He's got the cheese sticks. Pretty good. Okay, this is another thing that happened to me while I was with same friend. We were at the airport. You know how you just go and hang out at the airport. And we noticed the baggage carousel. And I was like, why is it called a baggage carousel? Because I've never, ever heard a suitcase go, whee! Never once in my whole life. Actually, I'm, in addition to like having friends and looking like things, I also have really important thoughts about the environment. For instance, I just learned that riding a bicycle is the most environmentally friendly way to get hit by a car. Did you guys hear that? Have you heard such a thing? He's got chicken fingers. He's got the cheese sticks. You guys should be friends after the show. You can mix. You'll get some cheese sticks. You'll get some chicken fingers. It sounds amazing. I love women. Like most hot babes like me, I love women. I love meeting them. I love talking to them. I love learning about them. But one of the problems these days, and it's not a problem, it's a good thing, but one of the things you need to worry about these days is whether you're being a creep. Because we're finding out more and more that so many men are creeps, and I'm trying to not be a creep. And the hard part is the only way to know if you're a creep is if it works or not. So if you're like, hey, you wanna come back to my place, and they're like, yeah, I wanna come back to your place, then it worked. You did a great job. You're not a creep. But if they're like, oh my God, you're so ugly, then you are a creep. So try to be attractive. That's just my point. One of my many points. I'm like one of those comedians who like says really important things that people need to hear. So I'm glad you guys are all here to hear my thoughts and my feelings and to learn more about the world. Speaking of which, I'm looking for true love. I talked about the ladies. I'm looking for true love, and not just in this world, also in the next. Like a lot of guys are looking till the death do us part thing. Even a lot of ladies, a lot of in-betweeners. Everybody's looking for till death do us part. But I'm looking for past that, where our bodies cease to exist. We are stardust, and the stardust is floating around. There's no sex, but it's just stardust flowing inside and out of each other. It's kind of romantic. And so I'm on Tinder. I'm doing the online dating. It's not going great so far. A lot of people, if you don't know what Tinder is, it's very easy to figure out. It's online dating. You see a bunch of pictures of people. And I wish it was different than this, but really what it is you put the best picture of yourself first, and that's it. I wish you could put a picture of your favorite book, and they could go, oh, wow, he likes Kurt Vonnegut. Wow, he's so smart. I love smart guys. But no, it has to be a picture of you looking hot. And I noticed some people don't get it. I saw one woman, and she was her only picture was her skydiving, which is a great thing to do. Sounds too scary for me. I'm frightened all the time. But for her, probably was a great thing to do, but not necessarily what I find sexy. I've never been like, ooh, that's a pretty hot babe. I wonder what she'd look like with a guy strapped to her back. Okay, babe. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, while you're at it, this part of the face, could we cover up that part of the face with goggles? I don't like to see a woman's eyes, really. Ugh. Ooh. While we're doing that, could we fill up the cheeks with air? I like big old chipmunk cheeks. That's what gets me going. Ooh, baby. Take me to your tree, my chipmunk queen. I don't know. I've never said that before. I never will again. Maybe I will. Hey, somebody write that down. I won't. Another thing I've noticed on Tinder is a lot of women looking for a sugar daddy, which is, it's hard to make money these days. So I totally get it. If it's good work and if you can get it. But I saw one woman and she too did not necessarily understand what a sugar daddy is, I think, because she said looking for a sugar daddy, parentheses, no sex. And I had to Google it because I wasn't sure. Turns out the sugar is sex. And daddy, I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Honestly, if you're looking for a sugar daddy with no sex, you just need a father. You need an older man to yell at you. Well, gosh darn it, who left the door open? I mean, were you raised in a barn? I can do that for you. I can be there for you to get mad at you when you slam the car door too much. Another thing I've noticed on Tinder, amongst the very romantic stuff, I've noticed a lot of women with guns. Now, I live in Nashville, so maybe that makes more sense around here, but a lot of women with guns. And now this is just me. I'm not a scientist, but I heard that guns are dangerous. Now, if as always, if anybody in the audience likes guns, I agree with you. Whatever you say is absolutely right. Don't come up to me after the show and try to shoot me or anything. Okay. But the problem with it is it makes me scared. And I know the point that they're trying to make, I think, which is like, hey, you better not try any creepy stuff on the date, because I will shoot you with my gun. So and I get it. Men are creepy. So you got to let them know beforehand that they may be murdered if they try some funny stuff. But honestly, I'm pretty desperate. So I could probably date a woman who owns a gun. And I mean, I could even marry a woman who owns a gun. But I would never throw her a surprise party. No. I'm falling for that one again. No. Before I get out of here, one more hot joke for the crowd, and then you can applaud. That's all. The only reason I say it is so that you can applaud afterwards. I was hanging out. Remember from earlier, my friend who asked me about the pizza? Same friend. I won't name him, but you need to know that he was there. We were talking about authors. We're smart guys. We love talking about authors. And I was like, I really love the lady who wrote Little House on the Prairie. I love that Laura Ingalls. And he was like, Wilder? And I was like, Laura Ingalls? Oh. Thank you. Beautiful crowd. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Thank you,
Hey,
Sean.
I can't add me. Oh, there it is.
You'll find yourself somewhere.
There
he
Sean
is.
Parrott, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
You're too
Sean,
kind.
you know who
Thank
I
you.
think you look like?
Uh-oh.
You look like the guy on Star Trek that is standing at the console in engineering, the one whenever the ship is hit by a thing, the one that explodes, like the guy.
I do look
There's
like
always
that.
a guy he's the one that takes the explosion. That's who you look like.
I would just like to add,
Yeah.
Sean, come back. Well, I would just
I'm
like
back.
to add, take me to your tree, my chipmunk queen.
Thank you.
You did
Steve,
ask
I've
me
lost
to-
a little. You're a little quiet all of a sudden.
How's that? Take me to your
That's
tree, my
Beautiful.
chipmunk queen.
Take me to your
Ooh.
tree and let's get the nuts out.
Ooh.
Where can we find you live or online doing your funny stuff?
Well, you can find me at seanisokay.com, or I'm on all the Instas and the Twitters and all the, at Sean Parrott on Twitter. And, oh, this is important. I should mention my podcast since I actually have one. Check out Food Court Movie Podcast. We talk about movies, and that's it.
That sounds great.
Check it out.
Great.
Why
We
don't
get
do
silly.
That, Brad?
Sean
Why
looks
don't we
like
really
the
do it?
scientist who wants the government that their new energy device does something. Alice. I'm
do
sorry.
look
Why
like
don't we
that.
do what?
Why don't we just talk about movies from now on? We knock ourselves out writing these stupid jokes.
I
Yeah.
know.
Talk about movies for an hour.
It's a
What
pain.
did you say it was called? Food Court Movie?
That's it. That's it. Food Court Movie Podcast.
And where do you eat at the food court when you do it?
Well, that's the thing. We get to go to different places.
I know,
you
but
know?
what's your favorite food court meal?
Pan Express? Clearly, everyone knows. that
Really?
Pan Express is
Obviously.
the.
I like the Japanese fast food where they actually cook it still.
Oh yes.
If you can find it. That's what I need.
I don't know if they have that anymore.
Hey, Sean,
Some
I'm sorry, I
places-
didn't tell you, Sean. This is the part of the show where the hosts argue with the guests about what they should be eating.
In the food court. So
Subway,
hear it
go
for
to
Sean,
Subway.
so I can get rid of
Time
him.
for Sean, everybody.
Ew. I do look
That
like
was
Ned
Sean.
Flanders.
That was great. And I think
Hey!
it's time for Patty. Have we
I
found
think it's
Patty?
time. Patty's here. I hope she's available.
She's visible. I'm going to put her up on the screen
Put her
now.
up.
There she is. It's our friend Patti Vasquez.
There's an ear. We got an ear.
Yay!
Patty, that was a good reveal.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, no
Hello.
audio. We got it
Hello.
all. All right, let's do a little music for Patty.
Hey.
It's time for a Patty Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez Patty Melt.
We're so glad she's here. She has every reason to be somewhere else if she wants
Okay,
to.
I want to start with, first of all, I want to start with gratitude and an apology. First of all, I can't thank you guys enough for the last 2 years of giving us the space to entertain you and be a part of this group. And for me personally, a place to vent and
Yes.
have sometimes emotional breakdowns, which is coming up in a few moments. And an apology, because I'm going to guess that even though we've done this for over 2 years, I probably forgot to turn off my microphone when I was in the unforgettable bar. I forgot to turn my mic off, didn't I? Apologize.
Yeah, but that's okay.
What?
Sorry.
muted you.
Yeah,
It's no biggie.
is it too loud? Hold on. If it's too loud, let me move on.
You're fine.
So I just came from a wake for just one of the most beloved Irish Americans in Chicago. He was the owner of the Abbey Pub at the Urban Chicago. Tom Looney and his wife Bridget owned the Abbey Pub, which was a location where a lot of local bands started, like Wilco and other bands that you know that I don't know. And I was never there as a kid. All my friends wanted to go there, but I knew their kids. I knew them. I was friends with them. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
So I've known the Looney family for over 35 years since I was in high school. And so Tom Looney, the patriarch of the family, passed away. It was an amazing funeral. And I'll get to the funny stuff soon, I promise. But I'm going to get a little bit dark, and I apologize ahead of time. But his daughter, Deirdre, came to find me last year at a farmer's market. As you know, I volunteered at the farmer's market because I love farmers and I love markets. So it all works out. She came to find me to tell me that her dad had been carrying around this guilt for decades. For those of you who don't know, my brother, I'm so sorry. This is going to be dark. I swear I'll be funny in a minute. But my brother was murdered by John Wayne Gacy, and her dad, when the story broke in 1978, saw the grid of all the photos and pointed at a photo and said, that young man came into my shop looking for a job and I had nothing available. He was an electrician at the time. And he carried this guilt that if he had just given this boy a job, maybe he wouldn't have been murdered. And it turned out when my story came out, it was my brother who had gone into his shop.
Oh, wow.
And Deirdre came to find me and was absolutely crying and was telling me how guilty he felt. So I got to see Tom Looney just 2 months ago. And I got to tell him that it was not his guilt to carry. It was not his burden. And he cried and he hugged me. And about a week later, he got COVID.
Oh.
He wasn't wearing a mask when I hugged him.
Wow.
And nobody in the room was either. And the poor guy has been struggling with COVID for the last 2 months. I go to this funeral. No one's wearing a mask. How do you not learn from your mistakes, people? Anyway, I went to this funeral and it was a beautiful funeral. Not a single. I was wearing 2 masks because my son's in the hospital. I can't. How do you not see what just happened? And he was like, what are the chances? Pretty good. Chances are pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna get my car because it's very loud out here. So I will say that as beautiful as funerals can be, why is it that so many people behave badly at funerals? Like cutting in line? Who cuts in line at a funeral? I mean, what the? And I'm not kidding you. It's a huge line. This guy was such a huge member of the community, high profile, beloved, and people were cutting. And then, I mean, what are you in a hurry for? Another funeral? All right. Anyway, they'll wait. So but another person was getting up to the front to the casket. His phone rings. Which is, I get it. You forget to turn it off. His phone rings, and he answers it. How do you answer the phone at a funeral? And this is what he goes. He goes, yo, yeah, no, I'm at a funeral. Yeah. What we learned today is that when people say they're giving their last respects, it's literally all the respect they had left. That was it. That was all they had going on. Anyway, so again, I want to thank you guys. I know that I'm kind of all over the place when I do these little melts, but as you can see, I'm a little melty. So thank you all so much. You guys help keep me going. I look forward to Thursday night every single week. And the last 2 weeks have been really hard. So thank you so much. I'm fine. Everything's fine, Brad.
Well, that's okay. Well, and 35 years going to this bar, you may want to take a week off the drinking. I don't know.
Maybe. It's an Irish wake. It probably has extra drinking, I would think.
No doubt.
Yes.
It's a 6 month thing.
I can't believe somebody dies of COVID. No one's wearing a mask at the funeral.
Right? I mean, what? I know there were 2 other people, and I'm sure we were both like, hey, hi.
You got a secret, the 2 of you. Look at us. We're the ones that are going to die. Oh, my gosh. And by the way, Patti, is there anything you don't volunteer for? You are
Really?
things a day that you volunteer. You're cleaning up the streets. You're at the farmer's market.
I will say this: for the last 2 weeks, I've left the hospital 4 times, and it was so sad because Deirdre, Tom's daughter, was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Okay, if I'm gonna leave the hospital, it's gonna be for Tom Looney." I'm definitely in a standstill now, so don't worry about me. I'm resting plenty.
Is Declan eating? Because that is a skinny young man.
I know he's and I'm gonna start some more videos to let you know how he's doing. He's very selective. It's all about texture.
What's
He likes turkey sausage.
Nice.
He likes pancakes, chicken sandwiches, hamburgers, chicken nuggets. I've got to find a way to get more vitamins, more vegetables. We try to sneak him into shakes, I used to put spinach and blueberries into brownies and carrots and zucchini into cookies because he likes those textures.
How does he feel about Panda Express?
Yeah. Does he want to do a food court podcast?
Yeah, totally.
That sounds amazing.
I know. Too bad Sean already thought of it.
Yeah, damn it. So, how about kale? Just give him a lot of kale. You can eat it dry. Nothing better than that.
Hell no.
Okay, well, are you headed back now?
Yeah, I'm back. By the way, I will say this. So my son, my husband, and my mom, the idea of people sending food to the house is completely foreign to them. People are sending food because I'm not there. Yeah. And there's like trays of lasagna and soup and chili and fried chicken. And it's freaking them out. They can't handle it. They're like, we don't. Steve is like, I feel like some strict patriarch is trying to break me of my love of lasagna. And yeah, it's a lot of food. And I'm like, send me the food. We'll
be over in a minute. Let's get over there. By the way, did you ever think at this point that losing your mom in Mexico would be a small thing? That's just
Yeah, I did not see this. This is this is really a freight train. So I'll post some videos and stuff, but they've cast both of Declan's legs to permanently keep him at it. It's hard to explain, but he can't extend his legs, so they don't want him to lose any extension. So they're freezing his legs in place and gradually going to extend his legs over the next, 5 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
I would like to point out to everybody who may not have been following this, Patti didn't lose her mom in Mexico. She misplaced her mom in Mexico.
That's true. Well, she did say the house getting lasagna, so I think
who cares? I got a kid I got to take care of. It wasn't like that at all.
She misplaced herself. Let's be honest.
She did. It was her fault.
By the way. It's true.
Yes. So, all right. Patti Vasquez, everybody. Let's hear it for
Patti.
Patti.
For you.
Hey, Patti.
She's got nothing going on. Nothing going on. So,
all right. I think.
Wait, are you doing another song, Steve?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it right now.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
But actually, now that I think about it, I've already sung 2 songs because the top 10 list was a song.
That's true.
And then my answer to Carla's song was a song. So,
You
hey,
know,
I got a better
monologue?
idea. Let's advertise my new CD instead. This is
Of course.
top 10 songs that Steve has come up with since his last CD. And many of you have purchased it. And if you haven't yet, it's not too late to get the special deal. It ends tomorrow. The CD is officially released tomorrow, and you can get the free shipping by doing this today.
Bartleby Records presents the 35th album of Nutty Crap from Steve Goodie. That's right, top 10 songs that Steve has come up with since his last CD, plus 6 more, has all your favorites.
We gotta make some Russians turn around and leave. So we're keeping Putin up at night. Go back to the USSR. Holy Moses, there's holes in my clothes. I'm showing so much skin. I'm practically a Kardashian.
My neighbor's wiener dog yaps all night long. So to keep from killing him, I wrote him a song. He goes,
It's available now at www.stevegoodie.com.
Coffee cups, Slurpee cups, Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, mascara, lipstick, eyeliner, cover up, glitter, 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 glitter.
I was enjoying the song, and then it got to the bridge, which became complicated and loud, and now I don't understand what's going on anymore.
The official release date is July 15th, but if you order your copy today, you'll get the download version immediately and the physical disc in 3 weeks with free shipping. Wow!
Welcome to the bachelorette party capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee. Go back to the USSR.
That's right. Order your copy of Top 10 Songs that Steve has come up with since his last CD, plus 6 more, today at www.stevegoodie.com and get the shipping for free. Operators are standing by.
And when I say operators are standing by, I really mean that the internet is on 24/7. Actually trying to say.
24/7 to get that CD and operators standing by. Well, that was better than having a song, Steve.
I think so. There's like 5 songs in there.
There's like 5
Plus a
songs just
dog.
in that one thing. You can hear that looks like those old commercials that you used to see.
That's what I was shooting for. That's right. New from K-Tel.
Yeah, you should have a podcast in a food court.
Totally
that
should.
plays
I'm
that.
going to work on that while you beg for money. How's
Okay.
that sound?
By the way, begging for money is my favorite thing. So, by the way, everybody, if you go to virtualcomedyshow.com, look at me, Facebook. By the way, I don't know if y'all know this, but over 2,500 people saw the show last week. That's true. And at least 700 or 800 of those people actually watched the entire show, some 3 seconds. But anyway, but what they didn't do was every one of them did not give us $100, which would have been great. So this week, all you people out there on Facebook, go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click donate to the comedians. And we do what we do every week is we give all that to the comedians. And Steve and I are part of those comedians. And we take a piece too, and then I take my cut, and then there's $1 left. But anyway, but as you know, Patti needs a lot of money because all she does is volunteer all day and then sit in the hospital. So if you can throw us a dime or a nickel or a quick $50, that would
I believe
be
Carla needs
fantastic.
money. Carla's
what?
being sued by her HMO. She needs some money also.
HMO, or I thought her HOA.
HOA, both HMO and I can't keep it
Steve,
straight.
were you actually in an HOA at one point in your life?
Never have. Made the whole thing up.
Our HOA is not too bad here. It's only $100 a year, and we get nothing. So, yes. But your fence better be white vinyl, buddy. I'll tell you right now. So, which is good. So please do that, and we can get Sean Parrott a real brick wall for behind him, and that'll be great. So, yes, please do that. Donate your money at virtualcomedyshow.com. Donate to the comedians. All right, Steve, what are we doing?
Time for the worst joke of the week.
Worst joke.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke.
boo! That was the worst joke ever!
You know, the worst joke could have been really bad. You'll hear a word in it that I could have done a joke with, but I didn't. Here we go. Actor Chris Hemsworth stopped eating meat before filming a kiss with co-star vegan Natalie Portman in the Love and Thunder Thor movie to make her comfortable for the scene. Sadly, the writers didn't do anything to make her comfortable being in such a crappy movie.
Have a very merry Thursday. It's a special time of week when Thursday bells are pealing and life no longer seems so bleak. Let's open up our presents and carve our Thursday goose and wait for Father Thursday to arrive upon his moose.
You know, we tried to incorporate all the wonderful family traditions that people associate with Thursday.
Thursday comes but once a week, but do not shed a tear, 'cause there are more than 50 Thursdays packed in every year. and every single one of them is full of mirth and glee. So stuff your face and break some wind and join the revelry. Have a very merry Thursday, put on your orange fez, and decorate the Thursday tree with milk, bone, spam, and pez. Once you've curled your mustache and donned your Thursday clothes, I'll catch you 'neath the mistletoe and punch you in the nose. Merry Thursday, Merry Thursday, Merry Thursday.
The live stream has ended.
The live stream has ended.